Hello and welcome to the Idol Inn. I'm your host, Annie Oakley, and there is a lot going on this week in K-pop. Tons of new songs to talk about this week, due in part to the schedule release change. On the 22nd, 17th Dino as Picho Lin dropped another pre-release titled Micho Micho. This one obviously more trot style than the previous one, so even more in line with the Picho Lin persona. I love this kind of stuff, so I have no complaints, and I can't wait for his proper debut on the 3rd. Lunate released Sneakers, and I just want to take this moment to let these idol companies know that of the millions of song topics you could choose, Sneakers is not even on the list. Lip gloss, yes. Various food items, also yes. But sneakers, no. Hyolyn continues her transformation into another race with her latest release, Check. The inspiration is obvious in both the music video and the song, and the purse choreo is a no for me, dog. It's derivative AF. Part of JYP's newest girl group, Our Birthday, had their debut with Hungry. I'm already not a fan of the rollout for this group. It felt very disjointed for no reason at all. They're also label mates to Dodri, who were all originally supposed to be debuting together, so there's something going on there. The song is okay, but it reminds me heavily of If I, and specifically Are You Okay? JYP returned with his signature off-style and the song Wet. Now, did we need to hear JYP take ownership of the JYPoppy meme? I don't think so, but good for him. I don't hate this, but the man is a prolific hit writer at this point, so it would be hard for me to. Jennie flexed her artistic muscle with Less Than a Lover, and if she continues down this route, I will have nothing bad to say about her music. ARTMS is notably my least favorite Luna spinoff, but Born Sunner is kind of a hit. The visuals are obviously stunning, but the whole package itself is flawless, except for the length. Make this longer. aespa returned to the Japanese scene with Kiss and Tell, a song which has been on repeat in my house ever since. It's such a nice song and it feels reminiscent of 90s music videos, back when celebrities could record in public places anyway. All-girl band Alice Syndrome debuted on the 25th with the 2000s pop punk deep dive. I will be tuning into this band for sure, as long as they make their future songs longer than 2.5 minutes. Islet released their Japanese song I Got Your Back along with a quirky music video that I simply cannot fault. I love this, and if their Korean music was similar, also if Hybe stopped plagiarizing their choreo, I might be interested in listening to more. New Era returned with Moderate Bop XE. At first, this music video did remind me of P1 Harmony's X, but I think it's safe to say that they took inspiration and still made it their own. Do I think their target audience understands their visual references here? No. But it does feel like it's telling off AI users in a way, so you know I love that. Young came back with Shut the Door, and what a song this is. While I definitely don't know how it feels to be an overworked idol, I can still feel the sincerity in the song despite its bright music video. Card returned for their last comeback under DSP. Back to Life is a love song from the members to each other, and you can feel that. It is important to note that despite them saying earlier that they were disbanding, that they now don't necessarily intend to, and I hope this change in tune is due to them receiving calls after the initial announcement, but maybe that's just me being a hopeful hidden. Hal returned with the appropriately themed Flavor, very summery and an easy listen for sure. Kepler's Xiaoting had her solo debut with Legend, and I seriously have no notes. I think more foreign idols should be able to release songs in their mother tongue without it being gatekept or underpromoted, cause she absolutely knocked it out of the park. ATEEZ dropped their 5th Japanese mini, Bad, and this feels a little bit like double dipping since this song was just their Korean comeback like 2 weeks ago. I will admit it's grown on me since then, but this feels like a waste between the two, and the Japanese version was announced first. And last up, The Wind released Party Like a Rock Star, and I will fully admit that my bias leading into this may have colored my opinion. but neither the song nor the music video really matched the vibe of the title. It's such a light band sound, and they're getting into normal high school shenanigans, so this is a miss for me. August is shaping up to be the month for heavy hitters, but first, today we'll get a Japanese debut from girl group Eunice, as well as the debut of boy group Emo 10. Starting off next month strong is Peacholin's debut and a Red Velvet comeback on the 3rd. On the 4th, TWS will release some more Japanese music. On the 5th, we'll have former Cherry Bullet member Jiwon's solo debut, boy group Ain's debut, and WHIB's comeback. ARTMS will have their full return on the 6th, and Stray Kids comes back on the 7th. One new announcement dropping right at the end of this month. Pentagon member Hong Suk is starring in the BL web series Play Me, and currently airing we have Japanese drama Black Trick, the Lawyer Who Controls Justice starring My Name member Young, Dream to You starring former Girls' Day member Haiti, Love on the Menu starring EXIT's Hani, and My Idol My Debut featuring the boys member Q, Triple S's Kaede, Wua's Nana, former Uptension's Sungjun, and former Tracing member Ho Hyun. We'll certainly have a lot of tour reminders for the fall, as Wavy, Croctical, Plave, and Very Berry announce new tours set for September and October, joining about 10 other groups we've talked about previously. It would appear that all is not well in the house of Wavy. Following the announcement that 10 wouldn't be present for their tour, fellow member Yangyang apparently needed to get something off his chest. He posted on his Instagram, "Everything happens for a fucking reason. It's up to how everyone interprets," in response to fans expressing their disappointment about his absence. But it's not like they thought it was due to anything but SM being the way that they usually are. Since 10's decision to leave SM but remain in the group, this was bound to happen, as it has to seniors like EXO and Girls' Generation. So the question is, why post this and stir the pot when it just reflects poorly on you in a situation that no one was blaming you for? Oneverse fans made their discomfort and disappointment known when the members posted an insensitive video on TikTok. The video in question mocks victims of abuse by showing a member flinching whenever a hand is raised with the caption, "I'll show you how to tell if a child is being abused." Now, there were fans defending it as a trendy video, but that does not change anything about the intent nor the resulting harm. Abuse is not a joke, and as K-pop idols, there's no reason for them to be making videos on this subject matter. The video was removed, and member Kenny posted 2 separate apologies, but this is one of those things you can't simply apologize for, considering how many steps it took to get to the event. Ace's leader and soloist Junhee was set to continue his Into the Ocean tour into Latin America. However, fans received a cancellation notice that apparently came from the organizers without approval from his company. The organizers in question are Studio Pav, who allegedly filed for bankruptcy earlier this year. Junhee is far from the first victim of this, as well as Big Ocean's European tour, which we covered, was also cancelled in a similar fashion, and attendees for other cancelled shows report that they have yet to receive their refunds. While I am sad for his fans, I also hate to see Pav go down like this. My first K-pop concert to see Brave Girls was through them, and they really are the only ones bringing smaller acts outside of Korea. Run fans their money though. And that's it for this week in K-pop. So many good releases this week, but my top pick has to be ARTMS's Born Stunner. It completely took me by surprise. As always, like, subscribe, share, and follow our socials so you don't miss anything. See you next week. Peace.